The day had dawned with crispness in the air that carried the sweet scent of blooming flowers, a perfect backdrop for what was supposed to be one of the happiest moments of my life. My fiancée, Ashley, and I had spent countless hours planning a small, intimate wedding. We envisioned a serene ceremony, perhaps by the lakeside, surrounded by a handful of our closest friends and family, where every detail was meant to reflect our love and commitment. However, as I pulled into the parking lot of what I thought was our chosen venue, my heart plummeted. Instead of the quaint, charming space we had discussed, I was confronted with a sprawling, opulent location. Its grand entrance adorned with gold-framed chandeliers and lavish floor arrangements that seemed to mock the simplicity we had envisioned. As I stepped inside, the atmosphere was overwhelmingly extravagant. Hundreds of guests mingled under an elaborate canopy of twinkling fairy lights, their laughter and clinking glasses resonating like a painful reminder of the drastic shift in our plans. The rich aroma of gourmet cuisine wafted through the air, a stark contrast to the modest buffet we had contemplated. My mind raced, grappling with disbelief and confusion as I searched for Ashley among the crowd. This was not our wedding. This was a gala, a spectacle that felt more like a corporate event than a celebration of our love. When I finally spotted her, she was radiant, adorned in a stunning gown that flowed effortlessly around her, yet there was a glint in her eye that sent shivers down my spine. I approached her, my voice trembling with a mix of anger and betrayal, as I confronted her about the transformation of our plans. "What have you done?" I demanded, my heart pounding in my chest. Instead of remorse, I was met with a dismissive wave of her hand, as if my concerns were mere trivialities overshadowed by the grandeur of the event. "This is what we needed. Just look around," she exclaimed, her enthusiasm starkly contrasting with my devastation. It became painfully clear that she had orchestrated this lavish affair without my consent, and now she was pressuring me to shoulder the financial burden, expecting me to comply with her vision without question. In that moment of confrontation, I felt my resolve harden. I was not a pawn in her game, and I refused to let her manipulate me any longer. With a surge of courage, I took the microphone from the event coordinator, my hand shaking but my voice steady as I faced the crowd. "Ladies and gentlemen," I began, the murmurs of surprise rippling through the audience. "I stand before you today not to celebrate a wedding, but to expose a deception." As I spoke, I could feel the weight of their gazes upon me, a mix of curiosity and disbelief. Ashley has transformed what was meant to be an intimate ceremony into this extravagant affair without my consent. There will be no wedding today. The gasps echoed in the hall, and I felt a strange mix of liberation and fear wash over me as I stepped away from the microphone, leaving Ashley to confront the consequences of her actions. In the aftermath of that tumultuous moment, the fallout was swift and unforgiving. Ashley's family, who had once been supportive, distanced themselves from her, unable to reconcile her manipulative behavior with the values they had instilled in her. They refused to assist her financially, leaving her to face the mounting debts from the extravagant wedding she had orchestrated. Legal repercussions soon followed, as vendors who had been promised payment for their services pursued her for breach of contract, the weight of her decisions crashing down around her like a heavy fog. As the days turned into weeks, I watched as Ashley's friends and bridesmaids turned against her, their loyalty shattered by the revelation of her deceit. The same people who had once gushed over her wedding plans now whispered behind her back, their laughter replaced by cold stares. The social circle she had cultivated began to crumble, leaving her isolated, a ghost of the vibrant person she had once been. For me, however, the end of our relationship felt like a breath of fresh air. The oppressive burden of the wedding plans had lifted, replaced by a sense of clarity and liberation. I realized I had dodged a significant bullet, escaping a future that promised to be riddled with manipulation and deceit. As Ashley faced the harsh reality of her actions, financial ruin, loss of support, and the isolation she had created for herself, I felt a profound sense of relief. I could finally move forward, unshackled from the chaos she had wrought, and reclaim my life, my happiness, and my future.